This week, coming up from the ashes.
Now, I am one that gets hurt a lot. Not because I'm accident prone, just because I'm reckless. It's a very big difference. One's cooler, mysterious, and ladies like it, and the other, you just look like a little wuss who falls a lot. So naturally, I'm the cute, mysterious guy.
I felt like that was directed at Arson.
No, I don't think that was. That wasn't. That's not accident prone. That's reckless.
Okay.
You can't be skipping off of the sidewalk and that being accident prone. You're accident prone if you're on the sidewalk walking and you fall and hit that rock. Then you'd be like, oh, what?
Point taken.
If you have fun before you're hurt, it doesn't count. It makes you cool.
Today is May 6th, Monday, and we are here today to talk about our favorite stories of our lives, some moments in our lives that we have just decided to share with the world. Welcome, everybody. This is From the Ashes podcast, and I am your host, Phoenix.
Oh, wait, we're starting already?
Yes, we are.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, what the heck? I was, okay, hello everybody. My name is Markiplier. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Marcy.
Well, hold on. Who's the one that they say you are? What's that guy's name?
Oh, no, that's not important.
I can't remember, or else I would say it. You know I would. Anyways.
Nah, that's the best part.
So anyways, I'm Phoenix. There's Arson. We got a little lady on her probably third cup of coffee now. What's that name again?
I just have 2 done.
Oh,
I
only
have
2.
time to make a 3rd. Yeah.
Those are rookie numbers.
I know.
So Amanda is back. We've missed her. She, I don't even know what to say. I wasn't ready for this. So
My life is chaotic. It's fine.
no, we last we checked, you were in the hospital with other people, with other co-hosts.
Oh, I see.
So we make up stories.
Oh, I see.
You racked up quite the hospital bill.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and then we have Zhombi, of course. How are you guys doing today? That explains it all.
I second that.
Are you the only one who wakes up for these feeling actual, like, refreshed somewhat, Phoenix? Because I feel like all of us here have complained once, and not a peep out of you. You're like the goody two shoes, going to sleep early. Man, you are boring.
Hey, excuse me, I'm old. Okay.
Facts.
Hey, you shut up.
Why do you let the old people schedule hold you down like this? You gotta live a little.
Look, I'm more of a morning person now. Like, I've trained myself over the last few years, and I know Amanda wakes up early too, but she is not a morning person still. But
No.
I can't ever be a morning person.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I was up an hour before we even decided to get into Discord, so like. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't really have a full answer for that, Arson. But let's just say that this is my pretend face. How about that? Maybe I am tired and dying inside, but
It's drugs. It's drugs.
drugs.
I won't take any other answer.
Drugs.
You cheating
Drugs.
somehow.
We haven't used that in a while. Drugs.
Drugs.
Okay.
You gotta do that nice roll of the R.
Yeah, drugs. Come on, everybody try it. No.
No, I can't roll my R's.
Oh,
you
no.
You can't roll your R's.
No.
He just stretches out. He just stretches out his U's like. Okay, so anyway,
Zombies aren't known for being able to roll their R's, so
That's valid.
we have gotten off topic before even getting on topic.
That's
So-
so the point. Why
so
do we
it's
have
not-
to be on topic?
So it's okay.
I guess it is, yeah. But anyways, yeah, so welcome everybody. We are gonna be talking about the stories of our lives. We're gonna choose a couple and we're gonna rotate around and kind of like, you tell a story, you pass, tell a story, you pass, stuff like that. So
Why do we have to rotate? That seems a little orderly. I don't like that.
well, I don't.
Look, my chair
I feel
Heaven
like
doesn't.
we should,
forbid.
I feel like we should cut each other off with our own story and be like, no, this one's better.
Oh my gosh.
This story sucks. And
Well,
I'm
My chair doesn't
forward.
rotate that well, so
Well, you better learn how to. I don't know. It better.
Whoever's
Uh,
gonna tell their story first is gonna have to speak up first, I say.
All right. So going first is Arson.
All right, everybody. I've got quite the story. No, I'm not going first because I already went first last time with embarrassing stories.
Hold on. You were, the last time you were a host, you forced me to do
Oh.
stuff I didn't want to.
Oh, tea time. Tea.
So, it's my
Oh,
turn.
okay. I made you play a game, and that compare. You still went to the bank with $100 in your pocket. I don't know why you're complaining.
No, I was talking about it in the podcast. Like you forced me to go first.
That was like on a completely separate topic that had nothing to do with stories pertaining to our personal lives.
All right.
Oh,
How about
boy.
this?
Wow.
I am going to ask who would like to go first.
We should all go by alphabetical order.
Arson, fuck you. The fucking if we go by our handles, it's still not me. We can't use my real name and use everybody else's handles. That's bullshit.
To be fair, I know everybody's real name, and you'd still be first.
That's fucked up.
So back to the question at hand: who wants to go first?
It ain't me.
I guess I'll go first.
All right, the Z goes
All right,
first.
crap story. Let's go.
So, okay, you have two choices because I only got two stories that I managed to think of in the last, I don't know how many minutes. So I have a drunk story.
Oh.
And I have a cat story.
We got to save the drunk story for last.
Great options.
What do you guys think? Drunk story last?
Oh.
Cat story. Go out. Come out swinging. Drunk story first.
Yeah.
All right, I'm outvoted on this one. Let's do this.
Okay, all right. So I can't promise that this is a funny story, but so let's see how to start this. So okay,
Once upon a time.
yeah, I know. You were supposed to say at the beginning.
I know, but that was expected, right? So,
So for a while, I used to have what I called drunken movie night, and it was basically Saturday evenings. I'd find a couple movies to watch, and I'd get drunk and have a good time. And the alcohol of choice usually changed based off of my taste, whether it was either whiskey or bourbon or rum or, it's usually one of those three. But so this particular, I can't remember the movies I watched because, I was severely drunk. But, so I have a ceramic stein that I got at a Renaissance fair that I went to.
So a big old beer stein.
Yeah, so this is important to the story because it's not transparent. I can't see through it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much I'm adding to it because it's black.
Oh no.
So I'm at this beginning of my drunken movie night this particular Saturday. I'm sober enough to be able to tell, based off of the bottle, and the cup, how much is roughly in there? How much I normally add. Because I've used this particular, stein for drinks before. So I pour myself a rather stiff whiskey and Coke. And I watch a movie, and I'm almost done with the first movie. And I'm like, hey, that was good. I want another one. So I kind of I watch it on my phone, and I walk out to my kitchen. And by this point, I'm a little happy. And so I pour myself another drink. And finish the first movie and start the second one. Well, so the trend follows. I get about halfway through the second movie, and I repeat the same process. And that trend continues.
Oh no.
So I only watch
What
it.
did you watch?
So I only usually watch about 3.
Okay.
But so that's not the important part. By the end, I am severely inebriated and drunk, and I decide, okay, I need to go to bed. So I know I drunk a lot, so I try to drink a little bit. I drink some water beforehand, trying to hopefully stave off the inevitable hangover that's coming in the morning. I failed, by the way. So I'm laying down for bed, and all of a sudden my stomach just starts doing somersaults.
Oh no.
And, I'm laying there in bed for probably about 30 minutes, just like trying to get it to calm down in any way I know how. And I finally walk into the bathroom, and I just all over the sink.
Oh no.
Just involuntary protein spill all over the sink. And so I clean myself up, and I clean up the mess in the sink and everything like that. And then I'm like, hey, I feel great. And that
It's
little voice
literally
the voice the voice in the back of my head says, hey, that means you can have another drink, right?
Oh my god.
I don't.
My guy.
I don't have another drink because I'm like, no, I'm going to bed. So I go to bed. But so the kicker is the holy shit moment comes in the morning when I've sobered up enough, and I'm walking into the kitchen, seeing the aftermath that is of drunk me destroying my kitchen, raiding it for food. I see the bottle of whiskey. Now it was a 750 milliliter bottle of whiskey.
Oh my gosh.
Any guesses as to how much was left?
All right, did you open it when you first started drinking?
Yes, it was a brand new bottle.
The whole
It was either the whole thing or a quarter was left.
I would say either the whole thing or like maybe a shot at the bottom of the whiskey bottle.
It was a quarter. A quarter of the bottle was left.
Oh, Amanda! Ding, 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 ding.
Roughly. I didn't, sit there and measure out milliliters. But
He's out there with his measuring tape, like, okay. Get the scale out, weigh it. Oh, yep, it's definitely a quarter of the bottle. Oh my gosh, what is it with you with bodily fluid stories? If it's not out one end, it's out the other.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez. I'm not saying that doesn't make for good podcasting, but I mean, like,
The worst thing is when you get so drunk and then you have to clean up after yourself while you're still drunk. It is literally the worst thing ever. Like, why did I do this to myself?
I've got some major. Okay, I just thought of another story that I could like tell myself when I did used to drink.
I was gonna say the only thing, so you saying that is, the only thing worse than, cleaning up the mess is cleaning up the mess when you're drunk.
Mhm.
So I used to live with my brother and my cousin. And I came home one night from work because I worked a second shift. So
Mhm.
by the time I got home, it was like 1, 2 in the morning, something like that. No, it was like 4 because it was like an odd second, third shift hybrid. And I come home and I've got to piss. And I walk into the bathroom
Oh no.
and there is red and black dots and vomit all over the bathroom.
Oh no.
Oh my
And
lord.
I don't even walk. I just kind of look at it, and I'm like, no, I'm not touching this.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Oh gosh.
So what's worse is not being involved at all, walking in, being like, "The what happened here?"
Yep.
Oh wow.
That's foul.
So you telling that story literally awakened inside me one of the stories that that is probably one of the greatest stories of my life, drunk wise. And I didn't even think about it until now. So I'm gonna be like, calling an audible and changing one of my stories. So
Oh gosh.
and I will actually volunteer to go next on this one. All right. And it is absolutely a drunk story. Let's just make sure Zombie was done with his whole storytelling.
I am done.
Okay. All right. So my tale begins back in the day when I was in my early 20s. All right. Early to mid 20s. And I grew up in the country. Okay. And we would drink just for fun. We would have parties and drink. Back in those days, I almost said back in my day, but
I was about to say,
I
back
really
in my
did.
day.
I really did almost say it. But I stopped. So, but back then, me and a friend of mine used to like pace each other and see how much we could drink. The most beer we ever drank in a short amount of time was 2 cases apiece. And we drank 48 beers, and I was still not drunk, and he wasn't either. And his wife made him stop, and so I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll stop with you." But these weren't cans; these were like long neck bottles. Mine was Miller Genuine Draft, and his was Budweiser. And so that's just to preface a little bit of this story I'm about to tell. Also, it's going to need a little backstory to this story, because this party that this happened at, there's a person there that was out to get revenge on me for what I did to him at a previous party. Okay. So, and he's very
That's
patient.
already a recipe for disaster.
He's a very patient person. Okay.
Oh,
So
no.
we both worked at a casino that I would say, Amanda, you I don't know if you passed by that way. Well, no, I don't know. Anyways, so it's the one casino that's closest to Ohio. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, I wasn't working there and he was, and I stopped working there after a while. And we went to this party, and it was a party of people that was currently working there. So he was like, "Come with me." I was like, "Sure." He got drunk and was like almost passed out, right? And I seen straws. What do you think I did with those straws?
Well, my first answer I know was wrong.
I don't know if I want to hear your first answer. I basically put them in his nose, mouth, ears, like everywhere that could be put that's visible, And his coworkers took pictures. I didn't think anything else of it. But apparently they printed those pictures off and got copies and would hang them up at work. And every time he'd take one down, they'd put another one up. And they did this for a long time, apparently. And so he decided he was going to get his payback eventually, right? So okay, that's to go into this story I'm about to tell. All right. So I was at a party. It was a housewarming party. It was a brand new house that they just got moved into, and I can't believe I'm telling this. This goes up there with the bell. I'm telling you, I never thought I'd tell this one. But anyways, so we were doing good, just drinking some beer, you know, and then they started shooting shots, and his sister apparently was in on it and was like, you know, I bet you can't beat me in shooting shots. I was like, little girl, please, you know, like
That's a game nobody wins.
oh, she didn't win for sure because I still outdrank her, but I'm the one that really lost in this story. Like straight
Well,
up.
yeah. I mean, that's the type of thing. You may have won in round one, but everybody loses round two.
Yeah. So we're shooting shots, and my friend, the one that I, did that at the previous party to, was my bartender.
Oh God.
And was the one pouring shots for his sister as well. So, first few shots, like probably 10 shots were, and now Zhombi knows how many shots I can take, even after years of not drinking. He knows because we had a stream about that.
Yep.
But anyways, so I was shooting. Just think how much I could drink back then. That's what I'm saying. So I was drinking shots, and I was just like 10 shots in, like whatever. Come on, keep them coming. And around that time, because I stopped noticing, he either would water down her shots, or literally just give her water, or just give her nothing. And then this continued on. But by 10, 12 shots, she was pretty much gone anyways. Okay, but I was still getting like full drinks and all kinds of crazy stuff. So like it was just absolutely ridiculous. I got so beyond drunk. Like they told me how much I drank, and I can't exactly tell you now, but it was like pretty much almost a full bottle of whiskey. There was like a bunch of tequila. Everclear was in there, and there was other stuff. Like I was constantly drinking this. So I got to the point to where I was ready to like pull a zombie.
Yep.
But there was nowhere to go, and then I have someone in my ear, or like the owner of the house in my ear going, she's like, you better not puke in my new house. And so I got to their back door. It's a slide open door, right? Like a patio door. I literally fell out the door. They said that she opened the door and I literally just fell out. And there was like 4 steps, okay? And I fell down the steps, just kind of like tanked it over. And so they were like, is he okay? They checked on me, and I was just laying there, you know, and they were like, well, we'll let him out there. And granted, now this is cold. This was like in February. And so they left me out there for a little bit, checked on me. Okay. They checked on me, and I was turning blue. Okay.
Oh my.
Yeah. So they were like out there going, Phoenix. Like my friend's brother was in there like, Phoenix. Of course he wasn't saying, he was saying my name, but he's like, Phoenix, and trying to get me. And all I can remember him saying, but like there was a part where I just stopped knowing what I was doing completely. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the end, and I'm going to go back, okay? What I remember when I woke up is I was stuck in these shorts that were 3 sizes too small for me. And literally, that was it. Like a pair of shorts and a blanket that threw on me. And I was like, what the hell? How did this happen? And I'm like freaking out, like, how did I get in somebody else's shorts? Now, I am not a small man, okay? And these shorts that they put on me were and let's just say they were not for big guys. So it was like a regular pair of basketball shorts, but they look like spandex on me. Okay. So, anyways,
Did you get some scissors to get those out, or did you manage
No.
to flip out of them?
luckily I didn't. But so yeah, so going back, this is what happened. All right, they had to pick me up and carry me inside. It took 6 of them, and because dead weight, right? And they got me into their bathroom, stripped me down, and put me in a tub full of cold water. And well, not fully cold, but you know what I mean. Warmer than it was outside, let's just say that. And all I can remember is this person like Phoenix, and and that brought me back out of it. I remember that, and then I don't remember anything until I woke up. And they told me they had to basically strip me down. They washed my clothes because I puked all over my clothes. And so yeah, they literally it was crazy. Like, that's probably one of the craziest drinking stories I can ever tell. I drank way too much. They all think I had alcohol poisoning that night. And I probably would believe that like 100%. So
Alcohol poisoning.
I mean,
Let's
they
just
said I looked
leave-
like a Smurf. Like I was that blue. They thought I was dead, actually.
I'm blue, da-ba-dee.
I really was.
Oh,
The worst thing about it is I had a brand new shirt on that I wore, and when I fell out the door, I ripped it. I was so mad. But anyway, so yeah, that's the story of Phoenix and his drunken tirades. One of them, at least. I've got a bunch more, but that's the one.
What disaster.
Yeah, it is a disaster. It really is. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Wow, that is fascinating.
Right?
Yeah, that's why whenever we really start going out to go to drink parties, I'm gonna be the sober guy. I may not be having a good time, but I'll definitely be having a good time watching everybody stumble around stupidly.
Oh yeah,
well-
that is just as fun in itself, honestly.
I'll
I
be
don't
like
drink.
Homer in that one episode. Everyone is stupid except me.
I could tell some drunk stories about Amanda. At least one for sure.
Wow.
But
yeah,
we'll
but
just-
mine is not that wild though.
No, it's not.
Mine's just drinking and karaoke night, and then that's it.
I was kind of an enabler too that night, so
Well, you know.
she was okay because I was
checks out.
paying for the drinks.
Listen.
Hey,
If I drink for free, I'm not mad.
hangover be damned, it's free drinks.
Exactly. Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
So, who wants to go next?
Can I throw this ad break in your face?
You want to do an ad break already?
Yes.
Well, let's start with one then.
When we listen, we are unconfined, free to travel the worlds inside our minds. Where time's not rigid, it stops and runs and flies. Where we can see the world around us with different eyes. Or even leap into whole different lives. So let us take the chance to walk and dance a mile in other shoes. The only thing that's certain here, whatever's next, is ours to choose. There's more to imagine when we listen. Audible.
Welcome back.
What happened?
It's Batman. Man.
It's man.
Yeah, it's
Man.
man. Yeah. Well, sorry I do that, guys. I shot Phoenix in the back of the head. He was talking too much about life. I was getting boring.
We were sitting around the table, and he just kind of slinked into the room, put a gun to
He's
his head, and pulled the
thinking,
trigger. I don't even know what was happening. I was falling asleep. I was like one of those kids at school who has his head down on his desk. So when the gunshot went off, I just like, oh, it finally happened. But no, it wasn't me. It was actually Phoenix, and now Joe's here to take his place.
yeah, he's taking too many notes. Driving me crazy.
Yeah, when he writes, it's audible. I couldn't stand it. It was terrible. And I'm sure everybody silently agrees with me as well.
It's for the
Yeah.
best. Phoenix ruined his wholesome whole mentality with that story that he told right before the ad break. So it's fine. It's for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the great podcast, everybody. These are my beautiful guests, Amanda. We got Quacky, and we got Zhombi. These are my friends. And we have the corpse of Phoenix. It's like a weekend at Bernie's.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I
good
guess
stories, guys. I really liked listening to those. Those were good.
yeah. Well, I guess it's kind of convenient now since Phoenix told his and Zombies also told his, but Phoenix already told his, so that's great since he's now dead on the floor. I guess it's just one of us that goes next, huh?
All right. Well, since I'm the host now, Amanda, if you want to go ahead.
Oh, okay. I wrote stories down, but then as I was listening to stories, I came up with new ones. So it's like, man, what one do I tell first? And I'm like, do I continue on the drunk story train? Do I continue with that?
Good question.
You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go with the drunk story. I'm gonna go with a childhood trauma story.
Oh, that's way more fun. Good.
It's a funny haha, I promise.
Childhood trauma never sounds like a funny haha.
It's a funny haha, I promise.
Would this be a funny haha that a therapist would laugh at? Or the therapist look at you real concerned like?
I don't
All
know.
right, so it's
miss.
not. All right. So therapist not funny. So if your therapist just wants to not for you, just tune out.
It's okay. It's okay. So, at this point, eons ago. So when I was like 10, my grandparents on my dad's side of my family decided to do this big, huge trip to Disney, the entire family, which first of all, it's already a red flag of a disaster because you're talking about 4 siblings and their families, plus the grandparents, all trying to do a vacation together. So, there was at least 20 of us trying to coordinate on this vacation. Very disastrous. With this side of my family, there's also like an unwritten rule, I guess you could say, that if more than 3 siblings are together, it's gonna end badly. And they were all 4 and their families together. So I start by telling that because this is kind of the setup of all of the players in the game at this point. So on this trip, we did Disney, we did SeaWorld, we did Universal, so we did a lot of these things. And I remember we were in the middle of SeaWorld, and my 2 aunts got into a literal fist fight in the middle of SeaWorld. Like grabbing each other's hair, yanking each other around. It was horrendous. And I'm 10 and I'm watching this and I'm like, what the fuck is my family's fucked up. My family is so fucked up. This is so wild. And going like, it's funny to me because I look back on things like that and I remember those moments. And then like my youngest sister doesn't remember those things because she was like 1 when they all happened. So then we going back and telling these stories a lot of times, my youngest sister's like, oh, that's a new story. That's wild. And it's just really funny with that. And then on that same trip, my dad and my uncle also got into the fist fight in the middle of the street in Florida, so that was fantastic. I don't even remember what any of these fights were about, but this is what I mean by slight childhood trauma. Is I had a very physically I guess violent family. I guess is the best way I can phrase that using my words this early in the morning. Well, now it's afternoon, but it's fine. But it, like, you think Disney, happiest place on earth, and then you have my family that just rolls up with these fist fights in the middle of these parks, and it just, looking back on it, it makes me laugh. But of course, in the moment, I was like, "Oh God, why are we doing this? What the fuck?"
So,
that's
in
wild.
in all of those
Yeah.
locations, were you wearing all of the hats?
I'd
Like
love to
it-
see a
like-
fist fight of people wearing Minnie Mouse ears and Mickey ears.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God, I don't recall them fighting in Disney, so there is that. It
Oh.
was just at the other two parks. Um,
Then what about
I don't-
SeaWorld? Were they wearing a hat there?
I don't remember. I honestly
Getting in a
don't
fight in
remember.
those stupid rain ponchos.
That would have been gold. That would have been comedy gold.
During the showing of the orca.
Yeah. I told you I don't want to send the splash zone. Damn it.
Oh, so yeah. It was just wild. It was so wild, and it's just like 20. We had like over 20 people trying to do things together, and it was just like emotions run high when you're trying to coordinate, and like this person wants to go do this thing, and this person wants to go do this thing, and it's like chaos, and then it just ended in violence. So there was that.
Yeah. They have a saying for that. Too many chefs, not enough nurses or something.
My family is a bunch of nurses. My entire family are nurses.
Oh, literally.
Literally.
You have too many doctors, not enough nurses. Too many people
Yeah.
trying to run shit, not enough people just letting shit be run.
Correct. Yep.
But on the bright side, during your story, I had enough time to get the hologram up and running. So
Nice.
let me power this up here.
Well, hi.
Oh yeah, there we go. It's working.
Hello, my name is Phoenix, Unit 370.
I shall be here for the remainder of the podcast.
Yeah, we had to haul your real body to the hospital. I don't even know if it's a hospital. It's some sort of advanced thing. I don't know. You'll be back soon, though, buddy. Don't worry.
I feel like if Joe programmed me, he's going to program me to be a killer.
I did.
Killer Main! What a devilish.
Yeah, I can't wait for the
movie.
next Phoenix stream where he has to be a killer man to keep up the spit.
A stream where he
Iconic.
plays a whole
Oh, that'd be
Dead by Daylight
iconic.
stream. Just killer.
and not a good killer.
All
Yeah,
bad.
super toxic, camping,
want-
tunneling.
Do you want to see my
that
heart
sounds awesome.
explode on stream? From the stress of being killer? Seriously?
Yeah, that's why you got camp and tunnel. Less stressful.
Jeez.
Well, you're a
Oh,
hologram,
gosh.
so it's not a big deal, right?
Yeah,
That's
your
true.
heart can't
That's true.
explode. It's just a hologram heart.
Yeah.
Joe did a little
It's-
more work,
you're
and I sound
empty.
less robotic now, so that's good.
Empty. We are all empty inside at the end of the day.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Especially after 3/4 of a bottle of whiskey.
Right?
Oh. That's why I don't drink whiskey anymore.
You don't drink any less, right?
Sorry, all that shows
Well-
me with Zombie is he's a quitter. He didn't finish that bottle. Should have listened
No,
to the
but I
devil
tell
on
you
your
what.
shoulder.
Quitter. You quitter. You're undead. How can you not tolerate such alcohol intake?
Well, since
Well, because the stomach that I took from this one guy, it hadn't fully decayed yet, so
Oh.
it.
Oh, so you still get upsetty tummies.
oh
Yeah,
the worst.
only when I replace parts of my digestive tract.
my Lanta.
You
should
get
probably take some-
immortality, but you have a really upset stomach. I don't think I want it.
You took parts from a lightweight.
I think that's a plot
Yeah.
for a movie. Isn't that a zombie movie somewhere?
Warm bodies, maybe.
Oh gosh, I don't know. You missed that episode.
I did. I saw that movie when it came out.
Yeah. Well, Amanda,
I don't know. I don't remember if I liked it or not.
I would like to say that was a good story, but I just got online a few minutes ago, so
Right. It's okay.
You can pretend you heard.
You didn't miss much.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess since Amanda told her story, it's Arson's turn.
I suppose it is. Everybody's gone through. Man, time has really went by quite fast there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Time flies when you're having a gun at the back of host's head.
Is that how I died?
No.
No.
The
It was
autopsy-
natural causes.
We haven't finished the autopsy yet.
Okay.
You are,
Natural
you
causes.
are, you are 300
Because-
years old after all.
It was natural causes because being shot in the back of the head naturally kills somebody.
That's
Oh,
correct.
so twist of words, huh?
Naturally, you would die from that. Yes.
Yes.
It wasn't the gun, it was the bullet.
Yeah. Guns don't kill people.
Bullets
Bullets do.
And that's a whole nother story I don't want to get into. So, Arson.
Okay. How do I do this? I
You
kinda
start from
feel
the
like
beginning.
Yeah,
Once upon a time.
we start back to one of my. You know what? I'm gonna go 2 for 2. They got 2 drunk stories.
Oh,
I'm gonna go for a childhood trauma story myself.
Let's go.
Oh, okay.
So
boy.
Wait a minute. Amanda's was childhood trauma?
no.
But it was funny.
I don't have any of that. No.
Oh,
mm-mm.
okay. Just checking. Go ahead.
so this probably isn't as heavy as Amanda's, but it still messed me up quite a bit. And this is an injury. I still have the scar on my knee. And we start on the 4th or the 24th of July. I can't remember. I was quite small when this
Oh my
happened.
gosh, she's got it down to the date.
Dang. Alright.
And there was always a special event that happens at a park where everybody goes to because they light some fireworks, and we usually always go there. Still kind of do, not as much as of late, but whenever there's time. So we go down, take in the festivities, smell that nice powdered firework air.
Oh yeah, the sulfur.
Really nice to breathe in. And yeah, everything's good. We're all having a great time, me and my family. And then it's time to go. Show's over. Everybody fuck off back to your homes. So yeah, we're doing that. And since there's a lot of people that go to the park to watch the fireworks, parking is a bit complicated. So we park far. So we're walking back to the car, and I'm just in such a great mood that I'm like skipping and hopping and just having the greatest time. And idiotically, I don't know if you've ever walked along the sidewalk and then like there's like usually some pits or whatever on the side of the sidewalk that have like nothing but rocks in them
Yep.
for some reason. Yeah, I decided to not use the sidewalk like an idiot and skip over those. And then I trip and fall right on my knee, and I didn't notice it at the time. But after the initial shock of falling like an idiotic kid, I immediately realized the shock turning into agonizing pain. And I, while I'm hollering like a fool, I look down at my knee and it is cut all open.
Wow.
It is nice and
Oh
cut.
no.
I landed on a very nicely sharp rock that was just, pointed up, waiting for the moment some idiot would come along and fall. Yeah, so there I am crying while the blood is just pouring everywhere. And but my parents are like, "Oh shit, okay, let's go quickly then." We still had quite a walk to go, so it wasn't fun. Eventually I had to be carried because it hurt that much. And so, while we're on the way back, it's still hurting. I don't like to remember it because, the blood and the pain.
That sounds
we're
fun.
here laughing. Tell me you
Yeah,
did at least one thing while you were sitting on the sidewalk. You did the Peter Griffin.
I don't think I had the energy or the knowledge because I didn't watch Family Guy at the time.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But still,
I probably did. Who knows? I don't remember.
that's been great.
But yeah, we fast forward back home. I'm still bleeding. I'm still crying. You know, now that we're in proper lighting now, because we were out in the dark. Now that lights are on and everything, I looked at my knee, and I still vividly remember it. It's probably not down to perfect detail, but I remember this vividly because it was that traumatizing. It was muscle. I could see my white muscle moving with my knee. And I was mortified. I didn't know what to do. This is an injury I never had as a kid before.
Wow.
Wow.
When you're a kid, you just you run around, you get hit, you get dirt thrown in your eyes, you're invincible, who cares? This was basically that wake up call. But yeah, I saw my muscle. I'm panicking. I think I'm gonna die of shock. My dad tells me to stop being a pussy. By basically taking out some cotton balls and some alcohol, some rubbing disinfectant, and I'm like, no, wait, because I've had it before. I've had cuts. They weren't as serious as this one, and I always get disinfected because that's something that you're supposed to do to cuts.
Right.
And yeah, he starts dabbing down on my knee.
Mm.
I still faintly remember the sting.
Mm.
That was not a pleasant sting, and I was panicking. I was hollering, and my dad loves me. All right, he's a great guy, but like he's the tough love kind of guy.
Yeah.
So while I'm hollering and screaming, he's like, I'm trying to wiggle away. He's like, if you don't stop, I'm gonna just pour this whole thing all over your knee. And oh man, I was stuck in a rock and a hard place there.
I bet you stopped.
Not really. I was still kind of whimpering and struggling to get away. But yeah. After all was said and done, my knee was nice and bandaged, and I think I got a lollipop or something. I don't know. Actually, I don't think I got anything.
I got a lollipop. One of those real big ones we were talking about the other day, like the real big ones.
Yeah, the rainbow lollipop.
The rainbow lollipop.
And that was it. I just kind of tried to shrug it aside. It never really left me.
Yeah.
Since I remember it so vividly. But that was it really. I still have the scar. It's not as noticeable now. Like it's barely noticeable really.
Yeah.
But it is there, and it is a reminder to me to not be an idiot and skip over rocks.
Like an idiot. Skipped again.
I never skipped again.
Never gonna skip again.
So let me ask you this real quick: was your squeal as loud as it was last night playing Phasmophobia?
Oh, I'm really glad you said Phasmophobia.
It was close.
Oh, like that was hilarious though. We were both in lockers playing Phasmophobia last night, and the ghost the ghost got to him, and the last thing I heard is just this really high pitched squeal, and then like the ghost just killed him.
It should have been Ocean, not me.
Ocean's the one that got you killed. Turn off your light. Anyways, that was a good story. I'm sorry about your childhood trauma, but it does make for a great story.
Man.
Now we have our glorious host to break the mold. What wise knowledge?
The tiebreaker.
Yeah, the tiebreaker. What are you bringing to the table, man?
Well, I've got plenty of both stories. But always a man for one-upsmanship. I think I can one-up the muscle story with something that will nails on chalkboard, if you will.
Oh
no!
no!
Make me throw
Nice.
You're gonna feel the pain I felt and feel while I tell this story.
Oh no!
I feel it already.
I'm scared.
But you don't even know where to start feeling it yet.
All right.
Once I say where, everything will become crystal clear.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Once
no.
upon a time.
So this one time at band camp.
Oh no.
So when I was, I'd say probably 10 to 12-ish, somewhere in those age ranges.
hmm
Now, I am one that gets hurt a lot. Not because I'm accident prone, just because I'm reckless. It's a very big difference. One's cooler,
Mhm.
mysterious, and ladies like it, and the other, you just look like a little wuss who falls a lot. So naturally, I'm the cute, mysterious guy.
I felt like that was directed at Arson.
Oh.
No, I don't think that was.
Oh.
That wasn't. That's not accident prone. That's reckless.
Okay.
You can't be skipping off of the sidewalk and that being accident prone. You're accident prone if you're on the sidewalk walking
That's
and you
true.
fall and hit that rock. Then you'd be like, oh, what?
Point taken.
But-
Point taken.
If you have fun before you're hurt, it doesn't count. It makes you cool. So at this one place, I've been hurt many times, but this time was the worst time. I might have to tell the second worst time at the same place, but anyway, so I'm at this place. It's where I played baseball growing up. It's also a firehouse. There's a fire station there, and we were on the asphalt. I was riding my little scooter,
Uh-oh.
going as fast. You know how kids are. Go as
Mhm.
fast as you can.
Yep.
You slow down when you're dead. I hit
Yep.
I hit a big vein in the asphalt, a big crack with the front wheel. It turned the handlebars sideways and launched me headfirst over the handlebars.
Oh.
I hit my knees, my elbows, my forearms, and my front 2 teeth
Oh, wow.
on the asphalt. It scraped through the enamel, and I had asphalt stuck
Oh.
in my teeth that my
Joe, you're
mom
fired.
insisted she could just pick out with a toothpick. So
Oh,
my teeth are still sensitive today. I can't drink water just through my front teeth. I have to kind of like tuck my lip under my teeth to drink water.
He has to use
But-
a straw.
Oh my gosh, dude. It was the worst.
I gotta
That's
say, I
definitely the
feel
worst.
your pain.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's one that everyone knows the feeling of too.
No, I have a similar event.
Oh, it's absolutely gnarly. It's one of the worst pains I've ever felt, and I felt some pain. That one, I mean, I still feel it when I think. Whenever I drive by that parking lot, I go, "Oh, I can feel it in my teeth." But
Literally.
since that was a quick, since that was such a quick one, the other time, the second worst time, same place, we were playing a little game called King of the Hill.
Love
Classic
that
game.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good game. Kids get hurt, but hey, such is life. I was the king of the hill. I was the king of the hill at this time in the story. It was a hard fought battle between me, some other kids that we played baseball with, and my brother. I guess the last time my brother made his charge up the hill, I gave him a mighty shove, and he wasn't feeling it. He didn't like that. So he picked up a chunk of 2x6, and he launched it up at me.
Oh,
It hit me in the head, and it split my head open.
Oh
I don't
my
know if-
gosh.
It's really funny.
That's what's wrong with you. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know
What
if
a childhood.
anybody else has ever had their head bleed, but your head bleeds a lot in an effort to clot so you'd stop
Right.
bleeding to protect you. But I didn't know, and you also don't have a lot of nerves on the top of your head, as it turns out. So he hit me in the top of the head. It gave me a big gouge on my scalp, and I know I got hurt, but I didn't think I was that hurt. And I started feeling my head get wet. I'm like, man, I'm really sweating up here. And I reached up, ran my fingers through my hair, and looked at my hand. It was just covered in blood.
Oh, wow.
The blood was running down my face. That was something. It didn't hurt so much, but it was definitely a very trauma-inducing experience.
I thought you were gonna do like some legendary like Navajo Apache shit, and just like go up to him, lick your blood, and then like ah! Charge it.
No, I was as soon as I saw my hand covered in blood, I went into shock. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm dying." I'd never seen so much blood come out of me before. I was like, this is it. I am gonna die today.
Dude, what you call childhood trauma, I called character building.
Yeah. Well, I don't call that. It was traumatic for sure, but I don't see it as really a childhood trauma.
Yeah.
I think I think every boy goes through that. I don't know a lot of girls that go through that.
I don't think I had my head bleed profusely before, so.
Oh yeah. Well, we've all had pretty gnarly injuries where you're like, oh, huh.
Look.
But I've had quite a few times.
With Zhombi, any type of bodily fluid does not surprise me anymore. That comes out of him. So.
Yeah, there's been a lot of times like that though, where I think I'm dead. Mm-hmm. Where I'm like, oh, this is it. It's how it ends. Right here.
My head injury was a rather embarrassing moment.
More embarrassing than. Go ahead.
So.
Yeah, I don't think any of mine were embarrassing. Those were fine.
Okay, so I used to work in construction, and
I still do.
Huh?
I still do.
Well, I don't anymore. Last company laid me off, but So, at this particular job site, we were installing windows, and I had to walk back out to the truck to grab a tool or a drink. I can't remember what I had to specifically grab.
Oh,
so,
I remember this. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. So I walk out to the truck and I open the door and I grab it. But in the process, I dropped something else that I had in my hand. So I bent down to pick it up. Well, so I didn't realize that what had happened is that pulled my shirt up just enough that allowed apparently a hornet or wasp or something to sting my backside. Well, it stung right on my tailbone.
Ooh.
Well, okay, that's not the bad thing. So, I instantly flinched, but I flinched. I since I'm bent over in the door, like where the door is, I go up and to my left, right into that latch of the door frame. Cracks me right on my head.
Ouch.
And so, like you're saying, I just massive amounts of blood. And I'm just sitting there bleeding all over the customer's driveway, just like paralyzed, like, the hell am I going to do? My boss goes, get the fuck off the driveway.
Bleed somewhere else.
Yeah, that was my first priority. Get my blood somewhere that I don't have to clean.
Yeah.
That's always, as soon as I'm bleeding, I'm like, I have to be not inside this person's house. Like, I cut myself once while I was doing a siding job, and I saw a little spurt hit the siding, and all the pain from my hand went away, and I'm like, oh shit, the siding. That was the only thing on my mind. I'm like, I gotta get that off or it stains. It was like on the first row of the siding, so I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to take off 20 rows of siding to replace this one. Like, no, this ain't gonna happen. I'm not doing this. I'm not taking anything off.
Wow.
Yeah. But I have had a lot of injury stories. I've had a lot of drunk stories.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what. All right. So I've got a 2-in-1 type of story too that I'm going to tell, and I'm going to completely shift it. All right. And I'm going away from all this other stuff to more like not so legal stories. If you think the puking story or the drunk story got me, Amanda, just wait till you hear this one. Okay?
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Well, to be fair, it's probably not as bad as what I'm making it sound. You guys are gonna like.
Yeah, this is gonna be a Pastor Phoenix.
It's gonna tarnish your wholesome reputation. That's good enough for me.
I held hands with a woman before we got married.
Oh, how I've missed you.
I said GD once. Whoa. Scandalous.
Actually, I never have. But anyways,
There's
neither here
not
there.
a shot. I'm not buying it.
No, I honestly have not ever in my life ever. But that's a talk for another story. Okay, so this one begins. I lived in Indiana, you know, in more country than you guys will probably ever see most of the time. It took us like a good half hour, 35 minutes to get to the nearest Walmart at the time. And it was just, yeah. So anyways, I was working out at the airport. It was an international airport that's nearest to me. And Amanda knows exactly where. I guarantee it. So I was coming back home one night and I literally had a 87 Camaro. It had a 350 engine, a 4-barrel, you know, it could get up and go, right? So it was around 2 a.m. and I was coming back through that town of the casino that I used to work at. And, you know, on this certain highway, there's no one ever on it at that late, right? So I'm zipping it down the highway going at least 90, maybe 95. And
That's
lo and
it?
behold- yeah, well, no, it gets pretty funny though.
I do that on the daily. Come on,
Well,
Phoenix.
I know that, but that's you. You're crazy.
Come on.
So, but I was going. I passed the cop, and the cop.
Oh, that's
literally-
the worst fear in your entire life.
Oh yeah, no, he flipped it around and like
Mm-hmm.
he threw his lights on and like literally flipped it around. And so instead of being the good old boy, and well, I guess I was being the good old boy, just a good old boy. Anyways, instead of stopping, I gunned it. All right. I literally probably got up to about 120 and I got to this gas station. So I got so far ahead of him that I pulled in, jumped out, act like I was pumping gas, and he zipped right by me. Like he kept on trying to chase after me. I had enough time to get out and act like I was pumping gas. And, yeah.
Jeez.
So that was it was amazing. It was my heart was racing so hard, and I was just like, oh, he's gonna know, and I was and he didn't know. He zipped by me. To this day, he's probably like, well, that's the one that got away. But
He's listening to this right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Found you.
yeah, good luck.
Finally
to me.
found you.
But yeah, so
Jeez.
I say that story to lead into this next story. Okay, where I grew up, we had this. It was like just one little 4-way in the middle of nowhere, and we'd have this like really like it pop up on top of a hill, and it was like a straight stretch for probably like 2 miles until you get to the 4-way, and then after the 4-way, you got about probably another mile, and then the road splits off to a road that continues basically going straight off to this back road, and it curves by this little school. So my friend had a 1970 Firebird Formula, and I can't remember what engine he had in it. I think it was a 420. I can't remember. Anyways, so he without warning, he told me, he's like, hey, watch this. And I was like, what? So, and granted, in these old vehicles, seatbelts don't work as well like as they strap into, you know, like they do today. So I'm sitting there, you know, I do have a seatbelt on, but it's like there for show. so we don't get a ticket. And so he guns it like at the top of this hill. After we get off the hill, he guns it and doesn't let up. This crazy, okay, my friend was like one of the craziest in my school, right? Like he wasn't crazy, but he would do crazy things. And God rest his soul, he passed away a few years ago. And I actually did his funeral, and I told this story at his funeral. so we get to the top of the hill and he guns it, and he does not let up. We get to the 4-way and he zips right through the 4-way. And we get to this like curvature in the road. Instead of going with the curve, he goes straight through onto this back road. He started to slow down, and it took us probably a half a mile to actually get slowed back down. Would you like to know how fast he went?
200 miles an hour.
No, 165 miles per hour.
Close enough.
I've never been in a car going that fast ever, and I was like freaking out, like to the point to where, like, okay, he was going so fast. You're talking about old cars. They're like made of steel. Like they're literally like heavy metal, you know what I mean? Not like today's cars where they're not like that. They're fiberglass and whatnot. But back then they made the cars heavy. When you're going that fast, you can actually feel the car's front end start to rise up. I was freaking out so bad when we stopped. I looked at him, I said, "You better never ever effing do that again." And he's just sitting there because he had this like funny laugh. He was like, like it was just like almost like a stoner laugh, you know. And he was like, like, and
what is he? A low tone Elmer Fudd? That on a deep whiskey Phoenix.
But yeah, that literally got my heart racing more than I've ever had it race in my life, because I've never been so gone so fast in a car before and since. 165 miles per hour is ridiculously fast. So yeah, that's my story. That I dropped the mic for me. I'm done with my stories. Who's next?
Man,
I just went.
everybody also went.
Well, Joe went.
It's
Zombie
one-
went
it's
again.
one- yeah, Zombie went again, and now it's you. We're
Oh
doing
my
this circle
goodness.
again.
Oh my gosh.
Hollow Phoenix loves his therapy circle.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
He doesn't have to
friend.
pay for therapy. He doesn't have to pay for therapists this way.
That's right. That's right. No Dr. Phil for me. I got Dr. Quack.
Oh god.
So basically, you have childhood trauma, and this guy has alcohol poisoning. This
I
guy's front
definitely have
teeth are too
alcohol poisoning.
sensitive for his own good, and that guy has bowel problems.
Don't we all?
Oh
Not
my
like zombies.
gosh. I'm like, what story do I tell? I don't know that any of the rest of my stories are that exciting.
Yeah, but you
Could round
you
us
hinted.
with an alcoholic story.
I was gonna say you hinted about an alcohol story before. So,
Well, there's several of those. I think
Best
probably
one.
my funniest one is I guess most recent one
does it involve
is
Mel?
I mean Mel's there, yes.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Okay.
It's,
Okay.
it's for corroboration, you know, just to let.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there was somebody else there too. You're gonna find out that can also corroborate the story. Um,
I'm assuming Mage.
yes.
Okay.
So you already know this story.
All right, go ahead.
It's a very short story, but it's pretty funny. So when I went and first met Mage, of course, I went to him, and we were staying in this Airbnb, and we were like watching movies the whole weekend, all this fun stuff, and my sister was there, I was there, Mage was there.
Oh my gosh, it's this
weekend.
Story. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so this weekend, like, we were just hanging out, we went to a concert, all this stuff, and so there was one night, I brought bourbon with me, because I was like, oh, I have these, like, nice bourbons, like, some of them are expensive, let me bring them with, and, like, Mage likes bourbon, I'll have him try some of these. And we were watching scary movies, because I love my scary movies, and I pour myself a glass of bourbon, I'm like, okay, this is great. And then I'm laying on the pull-out couch, because Mel and I pulled it out so we could get comfy, and I finished my glass, and I'm like, Mel, I'm already a little tore up at this point, because I'm a lightweight with my bourbon at this point. I'm out of practice. And I'm like, Mel, will you pour me another glass? Because I didn't want to get up and do it myself. And she's like, no, you're done. I can hear it in your voice. You're done. And then I go, babe, will you pour me another glass? He goes, sure. What does he do? He goes and pours me another glass. What happened after that? I was very out of it. And so I was whining the whole time, and I fell asleep. I just passed the fuck out. And before I passed out, though, I was like, babe, hold my hand. And so I held his hand captive and fell asleep holding his hand.
Poor
He's
Mage.
just like, and the stories I got in the morning, Mel was like, he looked at me and was like, is she asleep? And Mel said, yeah, she's out. And he's like, you think she'll notice if I let go of her hand? She goes, probably not. And I was passed out after that. And it was, I think that was July 4th, because there were fireworks going off all night. So they thought I was going to get woken up by the fireworks, and I did not get woken up by the fireworks. So I was passed out. But I was just like, wow, Amanda, you really did a good job there. You know, first time meeting your freaking boyfriend and you're going to pass out drunk on the fucking couch. That's fantastic, Amanda. Good job. Good job.
Well, you know, and she can't really talk about the whiny part because she's usually like that anyways. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm like that anyway. So
But
I'm whining anyway, especially with him. So
I've heard it. I know.
yeah. It's fine.
But it's all good, you know.
Yeah. That's I don't know. That's probably the one that I find the funniest, just because of like the whole setup of it. But I mean, I've been drunk at many a hockey games, and that induces like the rage filled drunkenness of Amanda, and not the whiny one, because I get to yelling and screaming. So
Until you're on your way home.
until I'm on my way home, and then I get loopy and I have like karaoke night, and I give everybody a free 99 concert. So
this is gonna be like a 2-minute story on my end, because I'm gonna jump back in real quick and talk about Amanda. We went to a hockey game for the first time together. It was myself, Amanda, Mel, and Sarah. And Sarah drove back because they have this thing about like Amanda will drive, but Sarah drives home. Mainly because Amanda gets inebriated and is not able to. Plus, who's gonna hold the concert? Well, she'd still hold the concert if
I would still hold the concert.
Yeah. So
I would just be less confident in my poor singing skills.
Yeah. So as I stated before, I helped with her inebriation. You know, I got her this really big slushie that's like a lot of alcohol, and then I've got her a couple beers as well on top of the ones that she drank herself, like got herself, and she was feeling pretty good. We got out to the car, and lo and behold, here comes this concert that I never wanted and still don't want.
You've had it a few times at this point.
I have.
You love it when I rap Eminem to you. You love that. That's your favorite.
Oh yeah,
That's your absolute favorite.
She's over there singing songs I don't even know, and then the ones she does,
He has no idea what they are.
Yeah, like Eminem, yeah, I know, but like there's this one song I can't remember. It's like her favorite. She's like, I was like, I don't even know what this is. Like at the
I have
time,
a lot
it
of
was her
favorites,
favorite.
so there's no telling. Yeah.
Right. But like Mel looked at me like I was stupid enough for not knowing what the song was and all this, and I'm like, I don't know. I listen to songs on my iPhone. Like I go to the iPhone music store, and like I get Apple Music, there we go, and get all my music off there. So I listen to my 5 Finger Death Punch and whatnot off of there. So listening to this new age, you know, lovely music, we'll just leave it at that. I get to hear Amanda sing on top of that. And then if it's a really good song for all of them, then I hear a trio.
It was fantastic. You loved it.
So yeah, that was my experience. One of them, at least the first, let's just say the first experience of more of a drunk Amanda in person. It was my first time meeting her in person too. So,
This is a trend, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah. This is a trend with all my online friends, I guess.
So yeah,
because I think I did it with Chad too when he went to the.
Yes, well, yeah, but you both drank, but he wasn't drunk.
Yeah.
But
that wasn't the first time I met Chad though.
No, it wasn't.
No. Mm-mm.
But yeah, it was still a good time. I enjoyed it. You know, our team won. So
You also got to hear me rage out during the game too.
yeah, I did.
My favorite phrase at hockey games is "refs, you suck." So
Yeah.
yeah, and get him,
Yep.
let him fight, get him, let him fight.
But it was a fun time. So yeah, that's my little story that I figured since we took notice to it earlier, I figured I'd tell it real quick.
Yeah,
But-
good times at the
yeah.
hockey games.
But that leaves just 2 left. And I believe I'm going to make an executive decision and have Joe go before Arson.
Joe's going.
Yeah, Joe. I'm going to have Joe go. You're going to finish it off.
Oh, okay. Go
Right.
ahead, Joe.
Sorry, he programmed me to make him like the forefront, so I'm letting him go ahead of you.
Yes.
Okay,
So
right.
it's not a very long story, but it's more of a goofy story.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be sort of a collection. It's really two that you just kind of have to trust. You have to believe that this really happened.
The never-ending story. Oh, sorry.
Yes, you have to believe this happened. All right. So where I live, when I grew up, it was on a 4-lane highway, pretty busy road. And my 2 best friends in the entire world lived down the road from me. One on the same side of the road, and the other on the other side of the road.
Okay.
And on weekends, we'd meet up at one of the other's houses. And this weekend, my buddy from the other side of the road. Now, it's not like he lives a couple houses down. They live like a mile away. It's a trek. It's an excursion, if you will. And he came to my house. Actually, both stories. He came to my house, and we wanted to get our other friend named Owen. We wanted to get him. One time, it was like the middle of summer, and we call his cell phone. He wouldn't answer. We call his house phone. We talked to his parents, and we're like, "No, I'm still asleep, guys. I don't know what to tell you." I was like, "Well, I know what we have to do." So we cooked some bacon, put it in a Ziploc bag, and then we both got on our bikes and we biked to his house, went in his front door, walked past his parents in the living room to his bedroom, opened the door, and started waving bacon under his nose until he woke up, and he followed us out like in a cartoon, the person floating on
This
the
is floating.
on the scent. Yeah. So that's how we conned him once to come join us. Now, my personal favorite time, behind my house, there's a ditch, a very wide ditch, like probably 15 foot wide. Might be a little less, but around there, 10 to 15 foot wide, very wide ditch. And in the springtime, after the snow melts, it would flood, and it would flood up into my backyard. Not quite to my house, but pretty close. And my dad had a canoe. Not really a canoe, more of a fishing boat, a big aluminum boat. And my buddy and I hopped in the boat. We had these matching little hats that look like kind of reminiscent of a sailor hat. We both put on these hats, and we paddled this boat down from my backyard into the ditch, down the ditch line, and then we had to port it across a road, put it back in the water, then continue down to my buddy's house, to Owen's house. And we texted him, we're like, "All right, we're here." And he's like, "I don't see you guys. Where are you?" We're like, "We're out back." "What the hell are you doing out back?" And he came out with his Xbox in his backpack, and he saw us in a boat, and he was not having it. He didn't want any part of us boating his Xbox across to the house.
Wow.
Yeah. But we forced him. We held him down, and we rowed back.
Mm.
Raise the anchors.
Yeah, we were we were fully immersed. As we got nearer, I stopped paddling, and I had my hat on, and I put my leg up on the bow of the boat, looking out across the horizon. It looked proper.
We're going to Candy Island.
That's hilarious. Wow. I mean, Joe's got some good stories, I tell you. You all have some great stories. Like,
Right,
These are just
right.
the ones
yeah.
I feel comfortable to tell.
oh,
don't-
by the way, we mentioned this earlier before. You stopped by and apparently shot me in the back of the head and brought me back as an AI. Luckily, I have my memories intact. But we mentioned this earlier that Arson. Would you like to tell him, just like you told everybody else about a future episode coming?
You go ahead, Hollow Phoenix. I've already said it in the episode. I've said it with directive in my voice. I'm not going to say it again.
So basically, we did, which is going to air this Monday. We recorded an episode about our most embarrassing moments. That is going to come to fruition for the ones that missed it. So we're going to get together and have everybody that was not a part of that podcast, and we're going to do a part 2, so you can tell at least 2 embarrassing stories of your life. Trust me, the ones that we told were quite interesting, like projectile vomiting from in a classroom to crapping all over yourself more than once to frozen bells. So yeah.
All I gotta say is I'm on Team Brown.
Yes, you are.
Do you know why Team Brown is the best?
Oh gosh, I bet you're gonna tell us.
Because they're the shit.
All right. On that note, we're gonna end this last story, and it's coming from Arson.
Oh, I thought you were just going to end the episode. Like, yes.
Yeah. No,
yes.
No. Take it away. Once upon a time.
Hey, take it away, Penny. All right. So we're going back. We're going back to elementary. This is some years after the infamous vomit incident, the serial murder, as I recall. My legacy wasn't stained, so I was actually able to, have a nice normal upbringing in school.
Right.
After some time, make some friends, do some stupid things. So yeah, we're messing around, and then we're in one class. After a while, everything. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This isn't even like I'm just shooting the shit because I don't even know what to say anymore. Basically, after class is over, one of my friends looks at me, and I'm confused, and then he just full blown kicks me in the balls.
Oh. What?
This shouldn't come as a surprise to me, because like idiots, we've done this before. I don't know who started it. I don't know why. All I know is that nuts were trying to be kicked, and I left myself unfortunately exposed to enemy fire. Actually, well, not enemy fire, friendly fire.
Frenemy fire.
Frenemy fire. I was kicked in the balls, and I was left there keeling, audibly cursing my head off. For some reason, the teacher didn't really care.
They just laughed. No.
They laughed at me. What a moron! That fucking idiot got kicked in the balls.
Yeah, I got a few ball buster stories too.
What a dummy. No, yeah, there's a quick story. I got kicked in the balls.
Nice.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that was. I mean, everybody's gotta remember their first true ball pain.
Oh,
I got 2 gnarly ball busted stories, but you have to tune.
I think that's another episode.
That's
our
ball busting moment.
Ball busting moments, whether you've done it or been a victim of it.
I was the victim of neither of these incidents. I was the perpetrator.
Amanda, have
These-
you ever ball busted anybody?
No.
Man,
These were real bad. One kid went to the hospital. I
this,
think both of them went to the hospital.
this seems like a story.
One
for
was
our
serious.
side, you know, like with the Joe Zombie podcast. Maybe get Flurp
Our
in here
side?
because I'm sure he's got some.
Oh,
But
Ball.
I mean, I got yeah,
balls.
I could tell stories for days. I got nothing but stories.
Yeah, this is what made this such a great idea to do this.
My whole life is a movie.
Arson,
Literally.
write the idea down.
Yeah, write that in the podcast,
Yeah,
And
I
then
can't wait
make
to
it-
hear.
and then
Could
put
make
big
a
green
TV
light from
series.
Phoenix.
I can't wait to hear about how I grew up, as told by people who don't know me that well.
Oh, that's
The
gonna be
life.
amazing.
The life of Joe.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And now you have a few stories from my childhood where you could be like, well, you're probably like looking at all your notes from what you would say, and be like, yeah, kind of still on track here.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because when we first started this, it was all about movies, TVs, games, and stuff like that. And Arson had, well, to be fair, he gives credit to Amanda that even though we haven't done it yet, he gives credit for Amanda for coming up with the idea for book day. Doing a book day podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
I've read a lot of really good books.
He's like, let's spawn out and do discussions and spoofs and all kinds of other stuff. And I was like, and
I don't read appropriate books, so I mean, there's that.
Yeah, I know.
So is the next episode, or maybe an episode we do on books? Can we call it 50 Shades of Amanda?
Oh, I think it has to be called that.
Oh my.
The funny thing is that she's not even going to be in it. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. I just send a list of book recommendations and you all just blindly read the synopsis and you're like, what the fuck?
But yeah, I think that's definitely going to be an interesting one for the future. Maybe again we can, because we do have a lot of life stories we can tell, so maybe we can do this again down the road. But it's been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed every one of your guys' stories, and I'm so glad Joe was able to surprise me and
The AI has emotions. Everybody scatter.
Yes, I'm starting to become self-aware.
Oh no!
Time to
Shut this one down.
Time for a reset.
Yeah, no, shut him down. Shut him down, and Joe can do the outro.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
Wait, hold on. I just turned myself back on. No.
All right. Thank you guys for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. You know where to check out all the other podcasts. Go to the link in the description below. You can see where we are. I think there's still a link tree, most likely. Hit the link tree, click on the links, do the things, the bit bops and the likes and the follows. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Hold on a second. You forgot to shut Phoenix down again.
Oh, shit. No. All right. Hold on. I'm going to turn off Skynet.
All right, awesome.
All right. We shut down Skynet.
I will return.